Hi, friends. Good evening. On this special show on Global Chess League on our Revsportz platforms, we have a very special guest today, and it's Raunak Sadhwani. Raunak is a very promising upcoming chess player from India, and not just in India. He's one of the most promising youngsters in the world at the moment. So, hello and welcome to the show, Raunak.
Thank you.
The Global Chess League is a very unique competition. I mean, you don't have too many tournaments like this. I mean, I hardly recall if there is any in chess. So, and the format is also quite interesting. And this is your second year in this competition. And how excited are you about it?
I'm very excited and I'm looking forward to go there and play my chess. Currently, I'm playing in Bundesliga. So after this tournament finishes, I'll be going to London and preparing for the league as well, like getting settled.
And not many teams have 4 Indians in them this year. But Mumba Masters do. I mean, there is Vidit, there is Harika, there is Hampi, other than Nepomniachtchi and Grishchuk, of course. And it's a very strong team, and all the teams are actually. But how different or how special is it to play alongside 3 more Indians in the same team?
It's very nice as we know each other pretty well, and it's very good for the team spirit. But in general, all the players there, for example, MVL is also super friendly, so it's a good team to be in.
It didn't go that well for your team last year. Although it was a very strong side, but the result was not. I think probably what was somewhat below your expectations. So this time, how different things can be? How differently prepared are you, and what are the changes in you as a player from last year and now?
I think since last year, I have gained a lot of rating points, and I think I've become much better in general. Like last year, when I played the league, I was around 2610, and now I'm around 2660. So I think I've improved quite a bit in this period. And it's not like anything special I've done to prepare, but I will just be playing my best chess and not taking any pressure. Last year I was taking some pressure because the start wasn't so great. So I was under pressure the whole tournament. But this year I would try to take it like one game at a time and play without pressure.
And see, I mean, different players can gain differently from this kind of a competition. I mean, the team compositions are different. The playing format is quite unique. Although it's a rapid game, you play one game a day. Normally, when you play rapid games, it's multiple games a day. So a lot of things are different in this GCL. For a 19-year-old, what are the avenues of benefiting from this kind of an experience?
So
I ask this because a seasoned player may benefit differently from this. For a youngster like you, how different is the avenues of getting benefited?
I think it's a very good thing because you get experience to play in team tournaments, which are like this, and there are many team tournaments later on. Hopefully, there'll be some more leagues. So I think this experience will always help. And secondly, it's also a fun event. So it's one game a day, which is not too stressful. Usually when you play rapid, it's like 4 or 5 games a day, which gets very tiring at some point. So I prefer this format pretty much.
See, when we talk about chess, mostly we talk about the classical format, where you have made very rapid strides in the last 2-3 years. I mean, you have shot up to world number 70. You are close to cracking 2700. Not a lot is known about your exploits in the shorter formats. You are the reigning world junior champion in rapid. Your blitz performance has also been quite impressive over the last few months, months or years. And I mean, how do you look? I mean, how do you prepare any differently for the shorter formats and the longer format, or is it the same?
I think it's mostly the same preparation. Just let's say if I have to play a shorter format, I might play some more online blitz to just get warmed up and get used to this format. But apart from that, there's nothing much different as you prepare openings and other things the same way like you do for classical.
And you were part of the training camp in Chennai, which was conducted by Kramnik. I think this was just before COVID, a year before COVID. Can you tell us about that experience? I was reading on the internet and saw some photographs that very young kids. I mean, surrounding. I mean, you all looked very different. You, Prag, Gukesh, Tedal, all looked very different. That was 5 years back. I mean, can you tell us a little bit about that experience? I mean, Kramnik is a top name, as we all know. How was the experience of interacting with him?
So it was, I think, game changing for all the players who were there, because personally, me, after that camp, I went to play Grand Swiss. Back at the time, I was 13 years, so I was playing Grand Swiss, and all the things which we worked on there really helped me, and I became Grandmaster in my very next tournament. So it was very much useful for everyone, I think. And even now, if there's such camp, I'll be really happy to attend. I worked with Kramnik as well a bit, so it was always a fun experience while working with him.
And there is a lot of talk about Chess Olympiad after India's double gold in Budapest. And you were actually part of the Indian team which bronze, the part of the Indian B team which won bronze in 2022. And having seen the team win bronze and now 2 gold medals, how is it? I mean, how are you? Although you were not part of the team, but you are part of the setup. You are part of the larger setup. So, how satisfying is the success of the Indian teams?
So it was really amazing to see, especially in the men's section, to win it so outright. Like, there was no last round fight really. So winning it like this is very impressive, and everyone played pretty well. They played their parts, and it went all well. And in the women's, it was a bit topsy-turvy after the loss, but I think they handled the pressure really well and then went on to win the next games, which were very important in these situations. So I'm very happy for both the teams. They did pretty well, and I'm looking forward to all my friends in Global League.
Now, Indians had been doing quite well. I mean, when I say Indians, I mean the young Indian youngsters, the generation, 2 generations after Anand actually. You guys are. And Pragyananda reached the final of the World Cup. Gukesh won the candidates. Now the Indian teams have won 2 gold medals over there, and all this is driven by. I mean, it's driven mostly by youngsters. I mean, the average age of the side is quite low, and this time in the GCL we have 9 Indians actually. 9 Indians playing across the 6 teams in the GCL. I don't think any other country has as many. So, I mean, do you think the way the world used to look at the Indian chess players and the way they look at Indian chess players now, has there been a change, or do you sense any change?
I think there's a big change. Like, previously, Russia was considered to be dominant when it came to chess, but now I think it has changed, and now it's India who is dominant. Like, we have very strong players. Like we saw in the Olympiad, we were just crushing. So I think it has changed definitely, and I think in the future it will get even better.
How do you feel this change? Other than the fact, when you interact with players from other countries, you can fathom, you can sense that a change has taken place. Are there any other spheres in life where you sense this change? For example, I mean, is the media taking more interest in chess these days than, say, compared to 4 years ago or 5 years ago?
Definitely. I think media is way more active nowadays than it was 4 or 5 years back. In terms of chess, they are covering many tournaments. Like, even after the Olympiad, there were so many journalists who covered the results and stuff. So I think it's definitely improving day by day.
And when we talk about chess, we can't stay away from one question, which is the World Championship final match between Gukesh and Ding Liren. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are saying a lot of things. What do you think? What's your idea? That I mean, in sports, we usually ask a very common question, which is who is the favorite? Who do you think is the favorite is?
I think with the current shape, it's pretty clear that Gukesh is the favorite, and he's probably likely to win the match. But you should never underestimate Ding, because he's also a very strong player with tons of experience in these kind of formats. and he played the match last match as well with Nepo. So I think it's a fair fight, but I think Gukesh is still a small favorite.
And my final question, which is since the GCL is a tournament where you play one game every day, so which means you have a lot of time to do other things. So are those things on the agenda? Are you planning to do? I mean, will it be only chess, or will there be something else also, like going around London, checking out the place? Are those things also somewhere in the plans?
Definitely, I generally like to explore all the cities I go to. So after my games, I usually try to explore the city and just have fun with my friends.
Well, Raunak, thanks a lot for joining us on this show, and wish you all the best for the GCL.
Thank you very much. See you.